Hi all, and welcome to the first of two bite-sized presentations on metacognition. In this bite-size we're going to be looking at metacognitive cycles. Now the reason why we're looking at metacognition is because the Education Endowment Foundation have looked at metacognition in terms of the impact it can have on students' progress, and in terms of cost and ease of implementation against level of impact, it is seen as one of the most impactful things that we can do within our teaching for our students. Now, luckily and hopefully, as this presentation will show, it's something that we already do in the vast majority of our teaching anyway. So, within any metacognitive cycle, we have to first of all consider the task that any student has been asked to complete. So this one is a maths example, but we could pretty much put anything in the middle of this. Now, any task that we look at is made up of two elements. So it's made up of the metacognitive element. So this for any student is the knowledge that they have of their selves, so how they tend to feel about specific types of tasks. It's made up of knowledge of the type of task itself, so what do I know about this task, what do I understand by what I'm being asked to complete, and it's also made up of knowledge of any different strategies that students may have used before. On the other side of this, we then have the cognition element of it, and actually this is the things that we go away and do, the decisions that we make to then actually complete the task itself. Now, in terms of how we balance this, we look at this movement between the metacognitive elements and the cognitive elements of any task in order to help us to plan, to monitor, and then evaluate how we are going to, how we are doing, and how we have therefore then completed a task. So the first stage of the metacognitive cycle is the planning stage. So students actually being given time to think about how they will do something. So starting to think about, have I seen this kind of thing before? What do I already know about it? What can I do to start tackling this as an overall problem? Whilst they're then going through this, whilst they're then applying any strategy, they're monitoring the effectiveness of it. So have they changed the task into something that they are more familiar with, for example? Is the strategy that they are using allowing them to progress in the task, or are there other ways that they might need to use? So encouraging students to monitor as they're going along allows them to understand and engage within this deliberate level of practice, knowing that what they are doing is leading to hopefully a positive outcome. And then the final part of this metacognitive cycle is to then evaluate. So looking at the success of the strategy, so thinking, actually, has this strategy either allowed me to progress or allowed me to get to a point where I've got either an answer or the right answer? Now, in order to make this happen, we've got 6 stages that we can apply within our teaching that allow us to then give children the opportunity to engage in planning, in monitoring and evaluating their work as they go through it. So the first stage is activating prior knowledge. We then move on to explicit strategy instruction. We then have modeling of a strategy. We then have the students memorizing the strategy, then engaging in practice, and then engaging in some structured reflection. Now this quite handily reflects our Bassett lesson in terms of activate, in terms of demonstrate, in terms of apply, and then review. So those 4 elements of our Bassett lesson, as and when we are applying them, we are helping our students engage in all of these elements of metacognition anyway. I hope that you found this useful. As ever, any questions, then please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thanks so much.